welcome back. I recently did a drugstore slash Sephora haul, and I'm going to start doing reviews of some of those products for you. And today I have two Maybelline foundations that I picked up. The first one is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, and the second one is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Foundation. So I'm going to start with the Dream Velvet, and this claims to be a refreshing gel whipped foundation. It's supposed to leave your face perfected and smooth with a soft matte finish and keep you hydrated for 12 hours. It does come in 12 different shades, and it's $10.99 at Ulta. It comes in this squeeze tube, and the product is very moussey and it is very velvety. It feels very, very nice when you swatch it. I have this in the color Pure Beige, and it does feel very, very nice when you swatch it. It is cooling. It is cooling when I put it on my skin. I would say that it does provide a soft matte finish. I will have a demo here in just a little bit of this foundation on half my face and the other foundation on the other half of my face. What I will say about this foundation is that I completely disagree with the smooth finish. I just found that I could see this, and I tried several different primers, several different types of applications. I found that did go on the best with a silicone type primer like the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. It did go on best with that. I tried it with several different foundation brushes, including my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I don't have the actual Beauty Blender. I have the Real Techniques one. And where is the brush? I did like the finish the best with this particular brush, which is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I found that this gave the cleanest finish, but I could still see the foundation on my face. I felt that it clung to any dry patches that I had on my face. I did have a dry spot right here for most of the week, and I felt like it just kind of accentuated that particular spot. I could deal with all of that because I did find a way to make the finish work for me enough so that I thought I could at least use this product, and then I wore it throughout the day, and it didn't break down on me that much. The only place where I really noticed any breaking down was right on my chin, and that's probably because throughout the day I'm constantly like leaning my hand on my chin or putting my hands, you know, on my face, and that's probably the reason for the breakdown of this foundation on my chin. The problem with this foundation, and the reason why I don't think that I could probably use this up, is by the end of the first hour of wearing it, I felt oily, and I felt oily in areas where I usually don't feel oily. I did have oil in my T-zone, but I also felt oily all over my cheeks, and when I would touch my face to kind of see like, okay, what is the oil here? It just felt oily to the touch. I didn't like, when I looked in the mirror at the end of the day, I did not like it. I felt that throughout the day. Although it wasn't breaking down, it was looking more and more like I had too much foundation on. I've tried using a tiny little bit. I've tried using a medium amount. I've tried using the normal amount that I would use. Again, this happened with all different primers, with all different brushes. It didn't matter what technique that I used to apply this. By the end of the day, I looked oily and like I had too much foundation on. This does give kind of a light to medium coverage. It is slightly buildable. I wouldn't say that it's going to be buildable past sort of a light medium coverage. You're not going to get full coverage out of this. I do have combination skin, so if you have drier skin or if you have normal skin, this might work for you. If you have less texture on your face than I do, then this might work for you. It is a very pretty color. The range of colors is very good. So I'm not saying that this is a bad foundation. It does feel good when you first put it on your skin. If you do have dry skin, it is hydrating throughout the day. I would say that if you have dry skin and you want to try this foundation out, make sure to have a dampened beauty blender by, because those dry, if you have a patch of dry skin versus just dry skin, it is going to cling to it, but that beauty blender will help to blend it out. And that didn't get worse throughout the day. So I'm not going to say that this foundation is an absolute no. I'm going to say that it didn't work for my skin type. But if you have dry skin, you might really enjoy this. If you have oily skin or if you have combination skin, I would completely skip it. Now the other foundation is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Foundation. I also have this in pure beige, and I did find that I liked the application of this one with this particular brush the best as well. First off, some information about the product. It says it is lightweight, poreless coverage for a flawless finish. It is $8.99 at Ulta, and it also comes in 12 shades. This is the foundation that I have on my face right now. I did have some similar complaints with this foundation, but I did think that this one was better. I thought that it gave me a much smoother finish. I thought that it didn't look like I had a lot of foundation on, but that did get worse throughout the day. As the day continued, I did feel oilier no matter what primer that I tried, no matter what application method that I tried. I did feel oilier throughout the day. Not as oily with the Velvet foundation though. I didn't find that this broke down on me at all, even around my chin. I found that this stayed for quite a long time and still looked, other than looking oily, the finish was still very similar at the end of the day than it was at the beginning of the day. The one thing that I liked better about this foundation versus the Velvet foundation was that I felt like this gave better coverage. I felt like this could build up to a medium coverage. I usually ended up using 2 pumps, 1 pump for each half of my face. I tried it with just 1 pump and I felt the coverage was too light. It was a very light sheer coverage. With 2 pumps, this built up to a light to medium coverage, a little bit closer to the medium side, which is what you're seeing right here. I will show you a demo right now of the 2 foundations side by side so that you can see as I apply the Velvet foundation, you can see that it is a very moussey texture. It does blend very nicely. It is cooling on the skin, but it is really kind of a light medium coverage. And again, this one made me feel very oily by the end of the day. On the other side of my face, I applied the Liquid Mousse foundation. It does have a better coverage. I think that it has a nicer finish, but it did still make me feel oily at the end of the day. If you are a person with drier skin, I would definitely recommend trying out the Dream Liquid Mousse. If you have normal to dry skin, this would probably still work for you. If you have oily skin, then I really wouldn't recommend this because, again, I got oily in my T-zone and my cheeks still felt a bit oily. Not nearly as much as with the Velvet foundation though. So I do think that both of these foundations have a place. They have a right skin type that these will work for. That skin type was not mine. I think the color selection is very good. It goes from very light to very deep shades, so you can probably find one that is going to work for you. I felt the first time that I put these on that they were a little bit dark for me, but as I blended them out, they did match with my skin tone very well. So I'm going to give both of these foundations a C. The price point is good. They do work, but only for specific skin types. I do have a whole bunch more reviews of things coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. If you like this type of video, don't forget to hit that like button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.